Hi all, this is Patty with Stampin' More. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and if you look at my channel, I am very new at the YouTube scene, and I actually had ordered a mic from Amazon. It was supposed to be delivered today, and for some reason it says it can't be delivered, so I have to figure that out, but I thought I would still attempt and test out recording a YouTube video. So I'm real excited to share with you the adhesive sheets from Stampin' Up. I hadn't really used them much in the past. They're new in the annual catalog, and I took a little bit of time to kind of work through the best method of using them, and that is what I am going to share with you. I'm hoping that my lighting is good. So anyway, I am going to use Celebrate Sunflowers. This is just an amazing stamp set and dies. Just so many creative things you can create with it. So I don't know if you've used that stamp set, if you have attempted to put glue to adhere this to your card, but I will tell you that adhesive sheets are the only way to go on a detailed stamp, or if you have a die that has words. This is just a great supply to use. So what you want to do is, this is 3.5 in width, so I usually trim the adhesive sheet to about 1/8 to 1/4 inch smaller than the cardstock that I'm going to use, and that way it's a lot easier to get it on the cardstock. This one looks like I might have done 1/4 inch. I'll try and do 1/8, but the adhesive sheets, there's two sides. One you can see, and maybe not from the camera, but it's a full solid piece of paper. The other side of these adhesive sheets, you see I've already cut this one. This is the way that they come. There is 12 sheets of these adhesive sheets in there, but there are 3 sections, and I think this makes this a little bit easier to transfer it over to your cardstock and such. So let's take a look at this. So I go from the side with the 3 separate sections, and you'll see when you peel it up, the adhesive is on this piece, and this is the clear or the solid piece. So I go ahead and I take that, and I'm gonna put this to the one side. Okay. And then we go ahead, take the next piece. Get that as close as you can. If you have some space, it's really not going to make a big difference because you're going to get a big part of that. And then we're going to go ahead, take this last piece, and put it here. See there, it's not quite bended up there, but I was able to pick that back up. Okay. And so I'm going to bring in the Stampin' Die and Embossing machine, the new one from Stampin' Up. Then what I do is I flip this over. You especially want to do your die cutting on this side if it's words. Trust me. The first time I used the sheet, I just thought, oh, I'm gonna put the die on this side, and obviously when you peel that out off and you put the words down, it's backwards. So that does not work so well. So let's bring in the new die cut machine. Oh, I've got the grid paper under here, so it kind of moves it around, but we're just going to kind of go with that. If you've used the machine at all, you know that the plates that come with it are actually numbered. And so since we're using the die, we're going to do a 1, 2, and a 3, and then put the 3 on top. Let's see if I can do this from sideways. So, got a piece of paper stuck in there. That must have been from the Friday night class. Okay, so as we put this through, this machine is so nice and solid and firm. The only reason it's slipping around is I have that grid paper underneath it. So we're going to take that, move that back aside, and there's another really cool trick about these adhesive sheets that I just love. Okay, so there's the center of the flower. Hopefully this is all able to see well and hear well. I'm trying to talk loud. All right, need my tool here. So on some of these, what I did was I sat here and punched each of those sections out, but with the adhesive sheet, watch how cool this is. So I'm going to try and take the whole piece off so I don't have to pull out each one of those individual pieces. So what is so cool, so you turn it over, and if you remember, there was the 3 sections, but I think we only came across 1. And so there's going to be a split here, which just means you're gonna peel that adhesive sheet off in two sections. So watch how cool this is. So again, I'm not going to sit here and pick out all these individual pieces. That adhesive, it pulls. Now you see here, because of the edge, you miss some, but it's really not going to be a big deal to put that down. And so I'm going to use this to pick up an edge of the adhesive sheet. And what's going to happen is these pieces in the middle, the ones that haven't already fallen out, they just kind of come along with it. See if this works as well as it has when I've look, isn't that wonderful? Oh my gosh, it's such a time saver. And if you haven't used these adhesive sheets and you've used the sunflower and made cards and had to use glue, and just be really careful about that. So the same thing, these little dots in the middle, it pulls that off as well. I mean, I usually do this over my trash bin, but I wanted you to be able to see it. And sometimes there's a few little ones that you need to pick out from there. There's one left there, but wow. And then it's all set and ready to go for your card. I was going to do the same thing and show you the leaves. Let me go ahead and clear this, take this away to my trash. Like I said, I wasn't using these adhesive sheets, and after using it a few times, That's the only way to go, let me tell you. Again, depending on the size of your paper, I try and cut the adhesive sheet about 1/8 of an inch smaller. And then again, the side that has, you can see the separations, you want to pull from there, and the adhesive is going to come along with that. And you're going to place that on your cardstock. Pull the next one. And depending on where you're cutting the adhesive sheets, obviously depends the sizes of these sections. This one you can see I've already done some leaves, so I die cut out the ones I need, and then I'll save that paper in my cardstock spot. So let's grab the die for the leaf there. And let's bring in the die machine. Pull out the trays. I don't know about you, but I usually try and label the one that I'm going to use constantly for the top, because I don't want that one actually cut into. This one, it's about time for a new plate, or I need to flip it over. I'm not sure about you, but I try and use both sides of it. Again, on this one, it might not matter so much what side, but I've just been making a habit of putting my die on the top of the cardstock and not the side with the adhesive. Just so when you do have those that are words, you'll just be in that same routine of it. With the adhesive sheets, I don't know that I'll do it any different. So we peel that up. Let's put this aside over here. And again, I'm not going to pick out, I normally would pick out those separate spots, but on this one I'm not going to. I'm going to pull this up and whatever comes with it. But then when you pull the backing off to adhere it to your card, all of those other pieces, they just fall right out. I just think that is so awesome, and it is such a saver when you are doing a detailed card like that. And here is one that I had completed, and I used that technique of adding the adhesive sheets to the back, and just makes it so much easier to create and have fun. Again, this is Patty. I'm with Stampin' More. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. And any positive feedback you could give me, I sure would appreciate it. So you just have yourself a lovely day.